I don't know if you guys saw, but apparently Joe Biden is now doing ads for the health insurance industry. I could not believe what I
The,
saw with this
the,
ad. Take a look.
the day the Affordable Care Act passed into law, I cried tears of joy because I knew my family and friends were going to receive medical care they so badly needed. I also have relatives that have been diagnosed with a chronic disease, and at the time they were diagnosed, their health care was running out, and the insurance providers would no longer let them get the prescriptions they needed because they were at an unbelievable price. The Affordable Care Act came into law. They were able to get the medical care that they needed. They continued to live a full life. My husband and I worked for a very long time. We are now retired. However, the length of time we worked earned us benefits that we can live the rest of our lives with. One of those is our private medical insurance. I have my own private insurance. I don't want to lose it. My husband and I worked for over 30 years. I feel we earned that benefit. And that's why I prefer to keep the Affordable Care Act. We build upon it, bring in the private insurance, and move forward. I like what I have, and it means a lot.
Well, stay healthy along. Hope you don't need it. Hope you don't need it.
That's right. I know. Thank you, Vice President Biden.
So that commercial for Pfizer Healthcare, no, just kidding. Unfortunately, that lady is nice enough, but I think she's getting taken advantage of by the Joe Biden campaign, if you ask me. So, several things. When she says we worked our whole lives for this and we deserve it, what is she talking about? If you worked your whole life for it, but you want to keep your private insurance, you're still going to have to pay for that private insurance. Private insurance is not an entitlement that you work your whole life for and then you get it. That would be Medicare, where you pay into Medicare, Social Security. So I'm not quite clear on what she was talking about there. This woman, I don't want to change. I don't want to lose what I have. Listen, there were people helped by Obamacare, mostly low income, a lot of minorities. But the best part about Obamacare was the Medicaid expansion. The worst part about Obamacare was the marketplaces, because it was at the mercy of private insurance. So when private insurance companies aren't satisfied with what they're getting through Obamacare, they left, meaning less providers in the individual state markets, meaning prices go up. That's why for the majority of Obamacare, it wasn't truly Affordable Care Act. You had high deductibles, you had co-insurance, co-pays. So this person is talking about, I don't want to lose my private health insurance. Well, most people in America are not like jumping for joy at their private health insurance. Most people in America would like not to have more and more money taken out of their paycheck to go towards private health insurance, coupled with the fact, with the money that comes out of your paycheck, if you get employer paid health care, you also have to pay separate more money coming out of your paycheck for Medicare. So you're paying for Medicare, you're paying out of your paycheck for Medicare. You're also paying out of your paycheck for the private healthcare plan that you have at your company. If you work at a very great company like MSNBC, or when I say great, I mean a big company, maybe you have less money taken out of your paycheck for healthcare. But if you work at a middle-sized company, you're going to have more money taken out of your paycheck for the access to that healthcare plan. You're also going to pay for Medicare out of your paycheck, Social Security out of your paycheck, state taxes, and all the other taxes. And then after they take the money out of your paycheck for the privilege of having that private health insurance plan, then you got to pay the deductibles on the plan, the co-insurance, the co-pays. And it resets every single year. So this person, and maybe she's a nice lady, I'm not knocking her. This person is talking about, I don't want to lose my holy private health insurance plan. Why? Do you have a gold-plated private health insurance plan? This advertisement and what Joe Biden is saying excuse my French because I already got demonetized, is a blowjob to the health insurance industry. That's all it is. All it is. Nobody is sitting there saying, I don't want to lose my private health insurance plan. I don't want to lose the money that they're taking out of my paycheck. I want them to keep taking that money out of my paycheck. I don't want to lose. I still want to pay those high deductibles. I still want to pay the co-insurance. I just got a bill. Here we go. Got a bill for $325 from my back surgery. Just today I got this bill, coupled with several other bills I've already got for this back surgery I had. This is for the health care that I pay, by the way, $600 a month I pay for. Because I'm not working for a company, this is my company, and unfortunately, we're not rolling in it enough to pay for it. You don't want to lose this? Hidden bills that people like me are getting every single day? Get the hell out of here. And by the way, this is for a surgery that was mostly covered. I've gotten several bills for hundreds of dollars at a time. I still have a bill from my first surgery, because I had 2 surgeries in a year and 2 months, for $2,000. I haven't paid it. But this is the con. This is the con, the lies, and the insurance industry public relations that people like Joe Biden are doing. I mean, I've never seen something like that. So brazen. I mean, this is the fraudulence of what we're being told. And by the way, this is middle-class Joe. Middle-class Joe and Kamala Harris, for the people, middle-class Joe, America's mayor, they're just hoarding money from Wall Street. Executives at Wall Street's biggest banks have begun throwing financial support to their early favorites in the 2020 Democratic presidential field, Biden, Harris, and Buttigieg. I mean, you can't make this up. He's so full of it. All 3 combined to receive contributions during the second quarter from at least 15 bank executives from Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan Chase, Morgan Stanley, Citigroup, and Bank of America. Or as the Republicans, or I guess Joe Biden says, the job creators. I mean, you just can't make this up. The fraudulence. The donations represent just a fraction of the millions the candidates brought in during the 3-month frame. Biden, speaking to a gathering of wealthy donors Wednesday in Detroit, warned them that they shouldn't expect another tax cut like the one they received from Donald Trump. Biden served as VP, blah, 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 blah. Well, let me tell you what Joe Biden said to these fine rich people in Detroit. But he did tell a separate fundraiser in New Orleans, we will be able to overcome 4 years of Trump's tenure. He will go down in history as an aberration. See, this is the fundamental misunderstanding of Joe Biden and the Democratic Party. Donald Trump is not an aberration. Donald Trump is a manifestation of the new normal in America, which is an anti-establishment reckoning. He is the symptom of a much greater disease. He's not an aberration. There's a reason enough people are so pissed off, are so angry, are so desperate, are so cynical that they say, the hell with it. I'll go with a clown. Goldman Sachs Chief Financial Officer Stephen Scher gave $2,800 in May to Biden's campaign. Scher was refunded $2,800 from an original check of $5,600, according to filings. A spokesperson for Goldman Sachs says he didn't over-contribute. Scher attended a fundraiser in New York for Biden last month that was hosted by former hedge fund executive Eric Mindich. Talk about middle-class Joe. Ari Glazer, a managing director at Citi, and Ali Reza, a managing director at Morgan Stanley, each gave Biden $2,800 the same month. Scher, Glazer, and Reza have not given to another 2020 candidate. Biden finished the quarter raising $21.5 million. As the U.S. Senator in 2017, Kamala Harris introduced a bill alongside fellow Democratic contender Elizabeth Warren and Dianne Feinstein targeting executives at big banks. Oh, yeah, I really believe Kamala Harris is targeting executives at big banks. The bill, entitled the Accountability for Wall Street Executive Acts, would allow state law enforcement to issue subpoenas when investigating bank fraud, just like Kamala Harris did when she could have prosecuted Steve Mnuchin of One what was it, One West Bank, for illegally foreclosing on millions of people. Yeah, Kamala Harris is the person I trust to go after the big bankers. Ray McGuire, who's led Citi's investing banking division for 13 years, sent $2,800 to Harris last month. While he has also spent on other candidates, McGuire appears to be leaning towards putting his fundraising network behind Harris's campaign. Buttigieg, who led Democratic fundraising battle in the second quarter with almost $25 million, had some help from Wall Street in hitting that milestone. Some? Richard Zinman, an executive at J.P. Morgan Chase, gave Buttigieg $2,000 in late April. James Mahoney, the head of global communications and public policy at Bank of America, gave the same amount. One former chief at Goldman who has given to all three candidates is Bob Rubin, who worked at the bank for over 2 decades and later became Treasury Secretary under President Clinton. And by the way, Bobby Rubin was one of the fiercest gladiators for repealing Glass-Steagall, which is why we got the financial crisis in the first place. Repealing Glass-Steagall. What's just amazing is I expect it is all political theater, all of it. So I don't expect Anderson Cooper and Jake Tupperware and Dana Bash to challenge these candidates on anything, really. Of course they're going to hammer Bernie Sanders. Hammer Bernie Sanders. Maybe they'll ask Elizabeth Warren a tough question or two. I doubt it. But what you have here is Obama 2.0, 3.0, and 4.0. Well, actually, Biden does not have the charisma of a Biden. But they are knowingly, Kamala Harris is knowingly lying to the masses. Joe Biden is knowingly lying to the masses. And why it's so dangerous is I think we need to defeat Donald Trump. I mean, as the Russia turns this week, all this Mueller stuff, well, the Trump administration is about to cut food stamps for 3 million people. You hear a lot about this in the media? Trump administration will issue a proposed rule on Tuesday that aims to limit access to food stamps and would slash benefits for more than 3 million people. The rule, which looks to end automatic supplemental nutrition assistance program eligibility for people who already get federal and state aid, comes after state governments have misused this flexibility. So, as Trump tweets horrible things against Ilhan Omar and Ocasio-Cortez and Rashida Tlaib and Ayanna Pressley, which the media should cover, as the media fixates, it was the Super Bowl with Robert Mueller testifying, and it ended up being a big fucking snooze. And the Russiagate conspiracy theorists look like the jokes that they are. I've said Trump did obstruct justice, but that's not what Rachel Maddow and the clowns at MSNBC and CNN and the New York Times, the Washington Post, this isn't the preview. This isn't the movie they were playing for the last 3 years. I was promised a Cold War reenactment. I was promised the sequel to Rocky IV. I was promised, Jonathan Chait told me Trump was a Russian asset dating back to 1987. I was promised a blockbuster scandal and I didn't get it. So, yeah, basically, if we're MSNBC, CNN, the New York Times, Washington Post, let's prop up Hillary Clinton with different body parts than Joe Biden. Hillary Clinton, frankly, different race. Sorry if you don't like it, but that's the truth. Let's prop up the two Hillarys. I'm not even going to mention Pete because eventually he'll drop out and be running for vice president. Or, secretary of something. Let's run Hillary Clinton again. Let's call Biden or Harris the most electable, just like they called Hillary Clinton. And then let's feign ignorance on election night. How did this happen? How did this happen? Because I'm telling you right now, folks, Donald Trump is going to win re-election if it's Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. Put it in your pipe and smoke it. I don't want it. I do not want Donald Trump to win. But don't blame me. Don't blame Jimmy Dore. Don't blame the people sending out the warning saying iceberg right ahead.
Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.